Can you dig it?
I can dig it because I can smell it. Football's right around the corner.
It's wafting in the air right
It's
now.
wafting in the air.
You gotta waft that.
Thursday night football in 2 days. And
It smells
Bears
like
played.
fall.
not quite yet, but we're getting there.
Oh,
Thanks
come
everyone
on,
for tuning
man.
back to the channel, for Windy City Digits. That's Vic
Football
and
and
Carl.
fall.
We're here for Bears Monday. Or it should be Bears Monday, but since it's Tuesday, it's a holiday, so we'll go from there. So,
Hey, what's up, Carl?
what's going on, Vic?
How you doing?
Hey, before we start tonight, I have a gripe to pick with CBS Sports. Fantasy
Oh, brother.
football.
Why? Because
Because
Go ahead.
according to the report that we got, you had the best draft and I had the worst,
this is brought to you by Sprite.
which I completely disagree with.
I loved it. I wanted to take a picture of it and send it to you.
I feel like CBS Sports is leaving like the Bears. Like I'm going to be 3-16 this year. That's not happening. Totally disrespected by CBS Sports.
I think it was a good prediction, man.
All right. So on the bigger and better things,
It's
today,
like your prediction of Lonzo Ball being healthy.
and Daz Newsome making the team.
That's right. Actually, not Daz Newsome making the team. Daz Newsome being a potential.
Contributor.
Yeah, well, and he said more than that, but that's all right. So
So-
Bears.
Yeah. So what do you want to talk about? There's quite a bit of Bears news today. What do you want to talk about today?
Let's talk about the depth chart.
Okay. Let's start there.
Go ahead.
Specifically on the offensive line.
Yes, the offensive line.
So yesterday in Eberflus's press conference, he said that they had two potential lineups they were going to deal with, or they had on the table they were looking at. And he didn't think they were going to really announce that until after they got the first day of practice in on Wednesday. But apparently it got out there today, or they did release the depth chart. The good news, it looks like Lucas Patrick is going to start at center.
Yeah, I mean, I was listening to that on sports radio driving home, and they were talking about one thing they didn't want. They did not want Lucas Patrick to take one of the guard spots because he has barely played. But they're wondering how is he still going to play, even though they're announcing him on the depth chart right now.
Mm-hmm.
Is there something else? Is he going to be able to play with like a splint on his thumb
Well,
and snap the ball?
if I remember right, the rules, the NFL injury report, if that were the case, he's got to be listed on the injury report as either questionable or probable.
Starting when, though?
I think Wednesday's the first day they have. Let me look that up real quick. I think
Yeah,
they
so
have to report that on Wednesday.
Yeah, so I mean, it's potential. I think that's what they were talking about. I mean, initially, this is their thinking, but I don't know. I like actually. This is nice. I mean, Braxton Jones is a rookie.
Mm-hmm.
Tevin Jenkins, second year. Larry
Mhm.
Borum, second year. You've got three guys there, relatively young, and then you have a backup in Leatherwood that's young.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not really sure, honestly, of Carter. I don't know his years. Do you?
I do not off the top of my head.
Yeah, I'm not sure, but I do like the fact that they have young guys going out there with some potential to learn from each other and grow together. So, but the wide receiver depth,
Mm-hmm.
I got it up there as so Darnell Mooney
Mm-hmm.
and Aquaman.
Aquaminius.
I can't say it, and I don't want to try.
Dear Lord. Now I know.
He
Now I know why you weren't an English or ELA teacher. I get it.
he's the other wideout. He's the second receiver, man.
Are you sure?
I almost positive I heard that today.
I'm gonna look that up. I'm gonna double check that.
You looked that up, buddy.
I'm trying to look at Carter, see if I can figure out his years of experience. It's not listed here. Let me look at the
I believe St. Brown is ahead of Pringle right now and Smith Marset.
Let's see. Let's look. So the injury report, by the way, the injury rules, the first one has to come out by 3:00 our time tomorrow. So that would have to be the first report. So it'll be interesting if Lucas Patrick's on there or not.
Yeah, so we might see something tomorrow.
You will see something tomorrow.
Yeah, but and honestly, I don't think I saw anything surprising on anywhere else right now. You still have,
I don't think so.
Yeah, you've got the guys we thought that were going to play on defense. Really, the offensive one was was Lucas Patrick. I mean, it's kind of shocking the huge turnaround of Tevin Jenkins. I mean, I think we knew it was probably going to head this way, but for him to be in the starting lineup is pretty amazing.
I think you also have to give some credit to the coaches because they recognize that he's talented and they want him in there in the lineup. And maybe they saw something that, moving him to guard would play more to his strengths, even though he's used to playing tackle.
Yeah, we've talked about it. We've given them all the praise in the world, buddy.
Yeah. So
yeah.
Look, it's going to be one of two ways, right? Either you got 3 players that are in their first 2 years of the league, right? Either that's the start of a dominant line over the next couple of years, or they're just basically holding down the fort until they get to free agency next year.
Do you see this halo around me? You know what that means?
What does that mean?
That I'm very spiritual and all-knowing.
I'm the present.
I'm the future.
So can you predict the score of the game this weekend?
I already did.
Remember this? Changing?
21-17 Bears.
Okay. You're wrong. By the way. So, all right. So we'd like to hear what you guys think about the announcement on the depth chart for the offensive line. Leave your comments below. Let's hear what you think as far as the starting lineup and, potentially if you think any changes might happen before game 1. So, and then the other big news that came out today was that the Bears kind of released, like they sent out an open letter about the stadium, the new stadium, proposed stadium in Arlington Heights, and also kind of like a general overview or kind of layout of how the new stadium and all the surrounding property is going to look.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, actually, they talked about in their letter that this would be one of the largest development projects in the Illinois state history.
Isn't
that amazing? They're including do you want me to read some of it? Very brief.
Go right ahead.
A multi-purpose entertainment district, a new best-in-class enclosed stadium, where we could have a Super Bowl, college football playoffs, and the Final Four.
Correct.
That is exciting, man.
Yeah, and the Bears benefit from that because if they own the stadium, they obviously get the revenue from it. So,
yeah, it helps out Cook County too, man. It's still in Cook County. We'll bring retail, restaurants, office space, hotel, fitness centers, new parks, a lot of good stuff, man.
Yeah.
It's projected to create more than 48,000 jobs.
Now, I don't know if you saw this or not, but I think I also saw in there, or at least I saw some of the reports saying that they are not going to take a dime of public money.
Correct.
Which is,
yep. Go ahead.
Which would be the first time, I think, for a stadium of this magnitude or size or any kind of football stadium, as far as I'm aware of, was privately financed.
Well, what they said is we look forward to partnering with various governmental bodies to secure additional funding and assistance.
Yeah, but look, that can be done through different ways without having to do tax breaks or anything like that, right? I mean,
I'm hoping so, man. But I mean, honestly, ultimately too, they're bringing. It's going to generate $16 million in annual tax revenue.
Right.
Or property tax for Arlington Heights. I mean, this is going to be a boom for this area. I mean, not that this area needs a boom.
Right.
But it's good. It's going to it is going to rise people's property values, no
Oh,
doubt.
for sure. For sure. I think it's going to not
Yeah.
only raise that property value, but I mean, just the surrounding area and over the next couple of years, just the infrastructure projects, even leading up to it. Because obviously you're going to have to do some road repair or preparation.
Oh
Um,
God,
you know,
yeah.
those exits right there, I think it's, what is it? Northwest Highway in Euclid, right off of 53.
Actually, you could see. I think this is. I don't. This has got to be 53 right here.
Yeah, that's 53.
Yeah. So yeah, this is going to be a log jam right around here, man.
And then, but if you go up, it's not in the picture, but just a little bit further up is the Euclid entrance and exit.
Yeah,
Um,
that's where it always gets congested already. So I mean, with this kind of traffic on a more regular basis, yeah, it might be a little bit of an issue.
yeah, because we're not talking about just Bear games anymore. Because if they're going to do that entertainment district,
Mm-hmm.
that area is going to be fairly packed almost every weekend.
Yeah. So this is just what this is one aerial view. There was another view that I liked better. It's from the west. I'm not even sure in this picture where the stadium is.
It's right. You're looking from the stadium out toward the entertainment district.
I gotcha. And then this one I like the best out of
Yeah,
everything here
yeah.
because we did talk about 53, 355 here with the exit on Northwest Highway. Yes, and
Hmm.
then further north is the Euclid.
No, actually, the
Um,
one below,
oh
the
yeah, I'm
one
sorry,
below
you're
it.
right. So, but Euclid it's always getting backed up from Euclid all the way up through God, what Palatine
Hmm.
when it's really busy.
Yeah, yeah. Look, all those roads, like, and in Euclid, if you're looking at it there, uh, going to the right of that picture, all the way back down toward Arlington Heights and Mount Prospect, that's a single lane on Euclid.
Yeah.
Um, so that's going to
Yeah,
get backed up for sure.
yeah, they're gonna have to
Um,
widen. They're gonna have to widen some roads, and I don't know what kind of property they have to be able to do that. With, I think it's a lot of. I think it's a lot of industry right there, though. I'm not so sure about Euclid. Those look like actual homes. I wonder how that's going to impact anybody's
to
home
the east
right
of
there.
that, yeah, to the east of that is all homes, single family homes. I mean, to the
The
west of
north,
it, yeah, there's a
the
lot of
west,
industrial area.
the west, and the north.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. So I don't know. I guess if I were living right around there, I'd be concerned.
about the
Um,
traffic, especially if you're living within, I'd say maybe a half mile or probably
Yeah,
half
I don't
mile of
know.
that.
I don't know. I'm not so sure. We're such sports fans, you and I. I would be excited.
Yeah.
If I was not a sports fan, I'd be furious.
Now, look, I will tell you that my one of my daughters lived while she was in college. She was fortunate enough to live in a place that was literally 2 blocks
Next to
from
Wrigley?
Wrigley. Yeah.
Yeah. I had some
And
friends who loved it actually, but
she hated game days, but she's not a big sports fan, but she hated game days because of the amount of traffic and people just walking through.
now did she hate the early game days, night, any game day? Anyone, or did it matter in terms of like parking and
Even more so than night games, really. I think the day games I kind of were a little more tolerable, but the night games for sure. Um, you know, and she was back, that was like 3, 4 years ago when they were still
and that was
winning a lot.
expensive, and that was expensive, man. People who live around Wrigley sometimes have to get like three roommates just to be able to afford it,
Correct. Yeah.
and then you're going out a lot and spending a lot of money. So, but this this I mean, this looks amazing.
Yeah. Look,
I'm excited.
and and the other part of it too is that did you see the other interesting part is they said that while they're under contract for this, they're not saying for sure they're buying it or not, but while they're under contract, they are not looking at any other options. They're not just looking at a Soldier Field improvement. They're not looking at any other alternative sites. While they're under contract to purchase this property, this is the only site that they're looking at.
Hmm. I did not see
So
that yet.
Yeah, so I think that, I think they did a good job of just making that clear because, Lightfoot keeps trying to make overtures and just trying to keep talking about how they're improving. And they even improved supposedly the playing surface where they put in Bermuda grass for the first time ever in Soldier Field for the upcoming game this week. So I don't know how much of a difference that's going to make because you're sodding it literally like a week before the game, and
Nothing has worked really successfully for them over the years trying to resod grass or do anything different.
right.
Yeah. So with this news, I think everybody's aware, but the Bears are holding an informational meeting Thursday, September 8th, between 7 and 9 in Hersey High School gymnasium.
That place is going to be packed.
It is, and it's first serve, first come, first serve. So
what time are you camping out?
You could get there as early as 5 in the parking lot. Doors
5
open
in the
at
morning or
5:30.
5 at night?
5 at night, man. There's school that day.
I'm
assuming. I don't know. Maybe it's not.
I'm merely trying to get clarification on that, so that way when you need to go in line, if you're going at 5 in the morning, I'll make sure to bring.
I will be at work late that day, so I will not be attending. I'm waiting for Pumpkinhead to arrive there.
Right. Exactly. So we'd like to hear what you guys think about the announcement of the Bears about the stadium. Also, so leave your comments down below on that also. So thanks for everyone tuning in on this particular video. If you haven't had a chance yet, we also did a recent interview with Chuck Swirsky. Check that out too. I'll leave a link for that in comments below. But otherwise, we will see you guys in the next video. Peace.
Love.
And digits.